As humans, as people, some things are truly universal. I'll give you an example. You see a person singing. It's almost like, regardless of where you're from, you know what a beautiful voice sounds like. Even if you can't speak the language the person is speaking in. It's the same with very many different things, with dance, with music. And if you want to put something else on that list, it should be combat. Combat is truly primal, and it's a universal form of communication. All of us, me, you, everyone, we all understand it on some level. And for combat to take place, there are two ingredients. I think one is anticipation, and then the second is the outcome. Those are the two ingredients necessary for a fight. So what's anticipation? Anticipation is just what's coming. What's my opponent going to do? What am I going to do? In real life fighting, this usually involves a lot of stepping, a lot of feinting, a lot of giving looks, level changes, trying to see where your opponent's mind is at. Then the second ingredient is the outcome. In other words, what happened? What did I do? What did he do? These two ingredients of anticipation and subsequent outcomes are what fighting is made of. You kind of have to balance the anticipation of what you're going to do or what is coming with the consequence and the shock of the outcome. Fighting games are the only games that you truly get to know a person that I'm aware of. Just you, another person, 90 seconds on the clock, let's dance. All of them, once there's something magical happening on screen, it's because there's a mixture of anticipation and an outcome that meets or exceeds it. So when these two things are in order, magic can happen. Too much anticipation with no payoff, that's just a boring exchange. Too many outcomes with no build-up or anticipation, that's just chaos. You're trying to find this sweet spot in the middle. All the best sports in the world do this, from mixed martial arts to boxing, Muay Thai, soccer, football, even golf. All sports, all forms of communication have to balance this to be enjoyed. Because it's one thing for the person playing the game to be having fun. It's one thing for the viewer watching it to be entertained. So in my opinion, this balance between anticipation and outcome, that's what we call entertainment. And at heart, all of us, you, me, everyone, all of us, we want to be entertained. The more authentic the experience, the higher the entertainment value. So authenticity kind of becomes very important for combat and fighting games, because fighting games are a subset of combat. So yeah, maybe we should hold on to that word, authenticity. So, what is authenticity? What does it mean to be authentic? I would say authenticity is when your intentions and your actions are in alignment. Authenticity is really hard to ignore, and it's also really easy to get behind. This is why people with stronger personalities sometimes outperform those who are more skilled than they are. Their intentions just match their actions more, most of the time anyway. This doesn't make them good or bad, it just means they're authentic. So good fighting games sort of embody this dichotomy of intention and action, where it sort of feels like the character you're playing is you, not an extension of you. And that's what makes them authentic. That's why most of us love them, or those of us that love them as much as we do. We can look at technicalities like how the characters move, the animations, how many frames per second, how it performs on different platforms, special, normal, cancel buffers, hitbox and hurtbox interactions, music, and all of that is good and fine. But really, we didn't start playing video games because of technicalities. We started playing them because they felt real. We get so academic sometimes with the way we view the world. I think about Super Mario sometimes, right? Like on the Super Nintendo. I saw it for the first time when I was like 6 years old and I fell in love. I fell in love because till today, I'm still playing video games. It was authentic. His world felt realer than my own. Authenticity is a feeling. It's also different for everyone. You sort of know it when you feel it, or you learn to feel it when you know it. I don't know. But yeah, 2023 feels like a good year for fighting games. The games look coming out, they look fun. They feel fun. I played Street Fighter 6 and yeah, I was blown away. I played Jamie the entire time and I'm still obsessing about the game till today. All the footage in this video is from the beta. A good fighting game is a place for players to be authentic with themselves, a place where your intentions are actionable with the least amount of effort. Fewer technicalities to memorize and more player expression. They need to be accessible. Accessibility isn't a bad thing. Also, those of us that are above the age of 30 shouldn't shy away from a game just because it says it wants to be accessible. Accessibility should just expand what is possible while keeping what is, yeah, you guessed it, authentic. That way, old players can stay up to date while new players have modern tools that they can use to express themselves and compete, because these games are about competition. Simple gameplay, but not easy. Balanced, as all things should be.
That's right!
Was good. So if you got to this point in the video, first of all, thank you. And I just have some final thoughts regarding people who may want to hop in on these new games. So let's start with a word on community. I played different games. I started with Street Fighter 4, and I think the reason why Street Fighter 4 was pivotal for my development, like as a game and just as a person, was because Street Fighter 4 was the first game that I had any interaction with community. You could go on YouTube and just search, and instantly you could watch videos of Daigo, Mago, Problem X, Ryan Hart, all these guys. And you're just a teenager in Nigeria who just got access to these games. Your parents bought these games for you, but these were the guys that you could watch. You could go on shoryuken.com, you could go on eventhubs.com, you could converse with the community, create an account. People from around the world, so welcoming, so loving, willing to teach, and just be part of something bigger than yourself. It's called the FGC, the Fighting Game Community. But that withstanding, that was about 10 years ago now. Moving into the future, I've played different games. I played League of Legends, played Overwatch, played different things. And I've seen that the games that do well long term are the games that focus on community building, having an active relationship with the people that play the game, not just the 1% who are professional players or who are trying to get into the esports scene. No. You listen to the other 99%, the simple guy who just has a job, who has 1 hour on his day to play this game. You want to make it as simple for him, you want to make it as accessible for him so that you don't have to go start memorizing frame data and learning about technicalities. You just want the game to be simple so that anybody can pick it up and play it. So community is really important. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because Capcom announced a $1 million prize pool for the Capcom Pro Tour this year, 2023. Now, that's the biggest prize pool for any tournament in history, which is great. I'm happy for the fighting game community. It's good to see the global community do well. But we are in Nigeria, we are in Africa, or are kind of excluded from all of this just by virtue of circumstance, you know. There's no need going into the details. So it benefits you to know that this is happening, because with all this chatter and with the actual company investing in the community, it means that the community will be buzzing, it will be vibrant. If you go on YouTube, you search, you're going to find videos, tutorials, people teaching you how to play the game, teaching you how to play your characters, like this video you're watching right now. And it's more now, because the tools to create content, the tools to play the games, the barrier of entry has dropped, and the technology to render these games has gone up. We have phones that can play first-person shooters now, and all you need to play Street Fighter 6 is a decent current gen laptop or a PS5 or a PS4 or anything really. They did their best to include everyone. So yeah, hop on the community. How do you hop on the community? First way, just hop on YouTube, search for a video like this one on any game you're interested in this case Street Fighter 6, just check it out. There's so many channels doing stuff. When you have your YouTube itch filled, next thing, please just get the game. You can get it on Steam. There's all this controversy, which ultimately makes the community buzz, which is good for Capcom, because I think the fact that the game was cracked and it leaked meant more people than were expected got their hands on the game, and because the game is solid, it might end up pushing people who were over the fence to just get the game, which might ultimately be a win for Capcom, which is why they released only a demo and not another beta before final release on the 2nd of June. So yeah, all of that outside of the way, it just means that there is a community waiting to welcome you. Start off on YouTube, get the game afterwards, get a controller. You don't need an arcade stick. If you want to learn arcade stick and you have $150 to spare, by all means be my guest, but just have your PlayStation controller, plug it into your PC, get it on PS5 if you don't want to play it on PC, get it on PS4 if you can't get it on PS5, go on Reddit and just have fun. That's the ultimate thing. It's not even winning, just have fun. Fighting games stimulate your brain in a way that causes problems. It's like chess, but every single step that you make, your opponent can make every other piece on the board move in response. So it's like real-time chess, and it's really good for the brains. It just keeps you active. It's a problem-solving game in real time, and it's fun. It's fun. So yeah, those are my closing thoughts. This went on longer than I needed it to be. Thank you for sticking around. If you did stick around this long, more videos to come on different things soon. And yeah, I love you. Peace.
Of course I'd win!